Ms Legalista here. Welcome to the video. I want to talk about this AT&T hack. Over 100 million customers impacted by this hack. Let's take a listen to this news report to find out more about what's going on. How did we get here? And what can you do now to protect yourself 2 years after the fact?
One of the largest data breaches in American history. Nearly all AT&T customers were exposed by hackers during a 6-month period in 2022. And what they took could pose national security and public safety risks. That's according to the Justice Department. CBS News senior business and tech correspondent Jolene Kent reports on how your information could potentially be used.
The phone numbers that AT&T users texted and called in mid to late 2022 were exposed in a massive hack. The company disclosing today that one person has been apprehended after information from more than 100 million customers was illegally downloaded to a third-party platform.
That is very valuable not just to criminal organizations, but also state intelligence services.
AT&T is cooperating with law enforcement and notified the FBI. The Justice Department says the disclosure, quote, would pose a substantial risk to national security and public safety.
Does having this kind of information from this hack make it easier for bad guys to scam customers?
It certainly makes it possible for these bad guys or whoever has the information to correlate that number with an individual and then map their patterns of life.
Let me stop there. I don't know if you remember when I did the video about the voice hacks where you get a phone call. It's like, hey, my cell phone's ringing, and it sounds like it's maybe a niece or a nephew or a grandchild or maybe an elder, someone that you might have a real concern about in terms of their safety and where they are. You hear this voice, you think it's them, only to find out that it's a scam. Well, now with this hacking, people have access to all of these numbers. And like he just said, they can now go look up these relationships on your social media account. The information is out there. And these are not fly-by-night scams. These are people that have networks in place. They do this for a living 24/7. And so this has presented a great opportunity to them. Think about that. 100 million accounts. That's a lot of stolen information.
That the compromised metadata does not contain the content of calls or texts or personal information of customers, like social security numbers. But scammers,
they can correlate who you are and your phone number with your bank, with your relationships, and that can be used both to commit fraud against you and identity theft, but also blackmail.
AT&T says it'll notify individuals who've been affected. And experts say these days, unfortunately, it's safe to assume that basically everyone has been involved in at least one data breach, given the frequency. Nora?
So, Joe, given that, is there anything customers can do?
There is. You know, the old-fashioned skepticism is your best defense. If it seems like no one or someone is asking you for something and you're just not quite sure, end the conversation and reach out independently and separately. And also remember the old-fashioned advice of changing your passwords and using multi-factor authentication. Those are both essential. Nora?
Good information. Jolene Kent, thank you so much.
Exactly. What can you do? What are you supposed to be doing here? Remember, and I say remember as if all of you watching this video have watched some of my other videos. I know you have not. So let me backtrack for a second. One of the things that you should be doing when you get some of these calls is exactly what she said about independent verification. I just did a video just this past week on a lady who received, I guess, some information. She said, I know not to click on the link, but she gave them her information on the phone. So even if it comes via email, even if it comes via a text, even if it comes via a phone call, do not give your information back. Hang up, don't open, delete, contact independently, which means you separate yourself from that and you say, okay, I'm going over to the bank, or let me pull out my number and call over to the bank directly. And so that is how you can best find out whether or not the person you're dealing with is for real or is a scam. And then, of course, we all know we should be updating our passwords more than we do. But they also provided and I'll have to put it in the description. They also provided a link. I had to cut that off. It was still going. I was trying to get back to what I was recording over here. I will put that information in the description so that you can go and find out more about what is going on with this hack. Now is the time for you to stop, go back, backtrack, go through all of your accounts, look at what's going on, change your passwords so that you don't get caught up in this AT&T mess. So don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if this gave you some information that you can use. If not, just, give it a thumbs up anyway. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.